Right, welcome everybody. Hope everybody's doing great. Obviously, I just wanted to start here because we've had an all green week. It's been a bit tricky Tuesday, Wednesday, but we've managed out of it. Monday was smooth. Yesterday was smooth. This morning's we'll obviously go through that, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any. Whoa, hold on a minute. Get away. My dog loves to chew stuff that she's not supposed to chew, so I've got that out of the way now. She's not going to be very happy up there, but it's not too bad. Anyway, right, blah, 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 right. So the this morning I mentioned a bit, last night how price wasn't where we wanted it to be this morning, but obviously, we've got to got to obviously act on, we've just got to obviously act on, what we have. And that's obviously all that we can do. So yeah. Right, let's have a look in the dollar. So I was actually hoping to wake up, dollar approaching here, market gap to the downside, looking like we obviously might do. Obviously, I was asleep, but yeah, market. I was hoping price was going to be down here. However, it wasn't. It was here. So yeah, not obviously, bit of kind of no man's land right now. So it's a bit tricky to jump on the bandwagon without a pull back. Yields obviously flying, like absolutely flying. That's going to pull gold down. I have been saying for a few weeks I've wanted this area to be properly targeted. Oh, I've also changed my boxes round. I had a bit of a play around early this morning, so I can put the middle in, and then obviously guys can obviously see everything here. So yeah, but small thing. I didn't do it on all of these. I've done it on Aussie. But yeah, this is obviously what I'm kind of hoping gets t tested, and then I do think gold should pump higher because I don't think yields can continue on the momentum that they're on at the moment. And obviously I will be very, very comfortable buying from the 5,000 area, or at least knowing that it's been retested. And so I don't know. I mean, no one knows. I wouldn't have expected dollar to breeze through 100 like it has. If we go on like a weekly, we're coming into a little bit of, support here. But if we breeze through this, then yeah, I'll be surprised. Daily wise, we've had well four huge candles here. I mean, this week's been crazy. So yeah, let's wait and see what obviously ends up happening here. Um, stocks yeah, starting to tumble. We've had what's it been Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, really tumbling, pretty much starting the week as we'd kind of opened. So going to be testing this low. I'm expecting to bounce a bit this afternoon, but can't really utilize them in obviously what we are doing right now. So, looking at the news for today, what has happened, why, where, how. So, pound, we've obviously had negative data, nothing major. I'd say industrial production month on month is probably the worst one, but everything else is as expected. GDP, a little bit lower, but as expected. I think it was due to rise, slightly, and obviously that's what's going to hurt the pound. I was kind of hoping it was going to be a little bit good, which was going to obviously pump everything up slightly. And then obviously we can then, could have capitalized on that, but that's not ended up happening. So we got some core PCE later, and we got GDP as well for the dollar. So, kind of mixed bag, nothing really major, but obviously there's just going to be a big continuation. Core PPC going to come in round about where expected, and she's going to be fuming. She's basically chewed the nose off. Gonna have to buy a new one. Anyway, right. So looking into obviously how we've set up a little bit disappointed. I'm going to go down on a lower time frame here just for the point of just proving. So obviously 6 o'clock, was obviously hoping it was looking like it was starting to slow. I didn't want to hop on this too early. I think it would have been too much of a risk for us to come in here and kind of, yeah, expect price to, obviously come back. So yeah, I didn't want to capitalize on this because, stop losses would have been horrible. But obviously looks like we've missed the boat there this morning. It is what it is. Just got to chill and wait and see. USDJ PPY has got an outside chance, and also gold here has got an outside chance of just coming up to tap into this area. I didn't even want to push this much higher. I've gone into where this previous higher low was, or lower high, sorry. Just come into this area. So was hoping for a kind of a tap before a continuation. I can't see dollar slowing. There's nothing to stop it now. It's like an absolute bullet. The only interesting levels here are this weekly area here. So we're kind of in a little bit of a weekly area around here where, are we going to push above? Are we going to push, yeah, we'll wait and see. I mean, I don't think dollar is going to continue. We might get some Friday flows a bit later on where it just relaxes a bit, comes back and taps into this 100. So I'm going to see what happens. Hold on a minute on the next one. Never get a Frenchie, okay? Right. Goddamn dog. Right, there we go. So yeah, that's about obviously what we are looking at there this morning. Um yeah, I think the only two which potentially might trigger gold, we might get lucky here, and then yen we obviously might get lucky too. Right, does anyone have any any questions at all? Um how did I add the middle point? So could go on to here, go on style, and just go on middle line. Obviously, keep it like this. I put obviously white, and then you can obviously fade it in slightly. I normally have it about probably 35%. What I've also done is extended it right, so it's gonna, carry on because I delete all of mine anyway at the end of each day. So that is how you obviously add the extra, middle line in. Are you expecting any dollar weakness this afternoon? Right now, no, I'm not gonna, kid us and say that it's gonna trigger. Yes, I do think we're gonna have some dollar weakness. I'll be surprised if this 100 level doesn't get tested. But it's absolutely flying, and so might be a thing of just watching, you know just watching and seeing obviously what happens there this morning. It was too risky in my opinion to obviously hop in, so it's not something that I want to really risk, because our stop losses would have had to have been huge. So little bit like yesterday afternoon when the dollar's moving quick, it's probably more of a scalper's market, and there's going to be different markets for obviously different types of traders, and this is where you've got it. It doesn't matter what trader you are. Sometimes you're going to have to sit out. All right, whether you're a scalper, swing trader, or like us intraday trader, so all of these things here are things that we're obviously going to have to, yeah, just obviously enjoy watching it, that we've got direction correct and where we're not, stuck in a rubbish position. So yeah. Um, John, do you ever adjust your entries partway through the session? No, I'm a big advocate for this. I make my mind up in the morning and I leave it where it is. I think the more you chop and change, the obviously more that you're gonna, you're tweaking stuff. Like I said, every strategy, I believe every single strategy, it doesn't matter what you use, every single strategy is profitable. All right. It is just us who start tweaking, start changing, start, doing stuff. All right. So It's yeah, that's obviously, one thing that you've got to be aware of all the time. Do you use prop firms? Do you think they are useful? Prop firms. I wouldn't say I necessarily like prop firms too much. I understand their place, but they are a business. It doesn't matter what prop firm you use, you're not trading live capital on any of them, and they're very, very open about it, which they've obviously had to be because they weren't open about it previously. So I think, prop firms are fine. I mean, the recommendation is that you just got to fly under the radar. Don't aim for a massive payout because chances are you're not going to get it. All right. Whereas if you fly under the radar, chances are you will get paid out. I wouldn't use a past funded, and so if someone's promoting one that's past, that I wouldn't recommend it because it's normally the most ridiculous rules. There's rules for everything, you know. They'll you'll lose your account for brushing your teeth in the wrong direction. It's they're terrible. And I think how you have to imagine prop firms as a business, all right? So think about what it does, all right? Well, what do I'm not going to, lie and say that you don't need capital in trading to obviously make big money, but you don't need as much capital as what you think. And actually, the journey is more important than the capital at the beginning. All right. So if you build up, say, a £500 account to 3K, all right, over a year and a half, all right, you're going to be confident, so confident that you can trade and you can be profitable. All right. So I don't recommend this at all. But if you've been profitable for 2 years, you're going to feel confident to borrow 20 grand, knowing that you're going to be able to, make a, living out of it. All right. But obviously, if you don't feel confident to do that, you're not ready yet. And what prop firms do is they rush that bit, right? So they prey on traders who aren't quite ready, and they prey on them to kind of rush their process. All right. And obviously that just, sums up the era that we're in right now. Everything's a rush. Everyone wants to do it, now. They don't appreciate that, you can't and it takes time and you've got to trust you. That's the biggest thing. If you don't trust you, if you couldn't take out 100 grand loan and know that you got to pay it all back by the end of the year, you're not ready, so. Why is the dollar so bullish? Just people buying. It's got a lot of momentum at the moment. Obviously there's going to be a halt on reducing interest rates. That's the feeling I'm kind of getting. It's in a good position, but it's not in a great position. So and yields are flying. Everyone's buying them. So. I wonder if it's a little bit to do with yen, because obviously, with yields higher, it's puts yen in a very, very tricky situation. There's loads of different scenarios as to why it's being bought, and so we've just got to yeah, just react off of what we've got here. But what it does, it makes everything more expensive. It makes gold more expensive to buy. It makes, everything is more expensive because everything is priced in dollars. And naturally, if the dollar is higher, it's not great. Greg, your pound chart is like this today and seen before, where the zone, red and blue don't line. Yeah, it's just me putting it in there. I always do top, middle, bottom. That's what I did do. I don't claim anything. Do you think we may keep the positions the same for the PM session? I'm not totally sure because if we do kind of get I'm kind of hoping one of two things. I actually probably want the dollar to get up to this area here. All right. Because if we get up to this area pretty quick and we stay here, I probably wouldn't mind, selling from here, but it's got to have a good hour, hour and a half, you know, um, reacting to the downside here. That's what I'm kind of hoping. So I'm not totally convinced we're going to have same entries because obviously it's escaping, hugely. We're going to be a little bit what I tend to do is if we don't get any triggers in the morning, I'll be more aggressive in the afternoon, So just be aware of that. So yeah, because I don't want to have a day where I've been sat watching the charts and obviously I haven't had anything triggered. So my aggression, towards my trade entries will be a bit higher. Right, if that is all the questions, yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. And yeah, I'm gonna try and explain about this Teddy now. And yeah, we'll be all good. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.